honored to be here. And also I'm excited. When Fernie and his team spoke with me about being the keynote speaker for tonight, I was so excited. But again, honored. So thank you. So can I tell you a little story? Okay, I'll try to be quick. So there was a young girl named Kathleen. And when she was in school, her goal was to be a veterinarian. She loved animals, she had a bunch of pets, she walked her neighbor's dog, she loved birds, pigeons, even rats. In middle school, she decided to do some research on what a veterinarian really does. And basically, she found out that a veterinarian is a doctor, right? A doctor of animals. So with that said, a doctor has to do what? Perform surgeries, do procedures, deal with bodily fluids, specifically blood. And one thing that Kathleen realized was that she didn't like to work with blood. So she did not want to become a veterinarian. Kathleen now goes to high school. She's afforded the opportunity to volunteer at a nursing home. Her title is a feeder/transporter. Anyone know what that is? Right. Feed and transport, right? Yes, sir. She's also afforded the opportunity to get a paid internship at the same nursing home. She's also afforded an opportunity to become employed at this nursing home in the same position. Kathleen now graduates high school, she goes away to college, and every summer back, this nursing home hires her as an activities coordinator for an entire wing of the nursing home. Kathleen now graduates college. She has a Bachelor in Economics, which is basically business. She interviews with corporate America and realizes she does not like working for corporate America. A light bulb comes off. She realizes that she actually likes working with people. Throughout all of her school years, she's worked with children, she's worked as an RA, and she's even worked with the homeless. So now Kathleen decides to work in human services. She works as a job coach, working with persons with disabilities. She works in volunteer positions, and then she ultimately works at Access VR. So can anyone say who Kathleen is? Okay, so now you know my middle name. So if you look at the graph up top, you'll see one step at a time. That was my journey to where I am right now. I want you to look at this graph for a moment. Does anything stand out to you? What about the Bronx? Exactly. So this was from 2017. The borough of the Bronx has the highest unemployment rate for our youth. We're higher than any borough, and we are higher than the entire city of New York. So, even though those statistics are very sobering, I tend to be a very hopeful person. So if anyone knows me, I'm an optimist at heart. And I believe that we can change that number for the better. And that's going to include everyone in this room, particularly the wonderful youth that I've seen graduate tonight. This is why programs like the FLP program is so important. This is why programs like summer youth employment are so important. This is why internships are important. And this is why volunteer opportunities are so important. In doing some research recently, I came a few items that were food for thought. So I want you to listen real closely to this quote, okay? In addition to providing youth with additional income, early work experience can affect behavioral outcomes in the short run by developing soft skills such as self-efficacy and impulse control, and strengthening social bonds through mentoring and community-based jobs. In the long run, having a summer job can make crime a relatively less attractive option by providing our youth with the tools and experience needed to navigate the job market on their own and raising their aspirations for future career options and or post-secondary education. So this was an observation that was made about Boston's Summer Youth Employment Program from 2015. Two things they noted with this particular program. One is that most of the jobs that their youth got were in private sector. And two is that they had a very intense career readiness program. So can anyone tell me what that sounds like to you? What does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? Why are we here tonight? Thank you. That screams FLP to me. So I want to commend the FLP program and the TOP program for all the great work that they do. Sorry, I can't wait. So I want to take a moment to speak to the parents in the room. Can you allow me that opportunity? If you're completely exhausted and don't know how, you're going to keep giving this much of yourself day after day, you are probably a good parent. Right? I think this quote says it all. Parenting in any kind of form, because there's always to be a parent, right? Or caregiver. It is so exhausting. You have sleepless nights when they're babies, and you have sleepless nights when they're teenagers, waiting for them to come home. I congratulate you parents as well in this completion ceremony, because I know you played a role no matter how major or no matter how minor. I commend you on your commitment and wish you continued accomplishments that you will share with your child. And now let me share some words with our graduates. Basically, our persons of the night. As you may have noticed already, I'm a very big quote person. If you ever come visit my office at 1215 Zurega Avenue, you will find quotations all over my office, be it in the calendar, in the frame, and oftentimes just on a little sticky on my desk. So allow me to share 5 overall thoughts with you via quotations from some people you may know and some people you may not. My first thought, be true to yourselves. I know that's so hard, especially being a teenager or a young adult. You want to kind of fit in or kind of figure out where you fit in. I offer to you that if you are always true to yourself, the right people will fit in with you. My second thought, embrace failure. And that may sound so odd and so weird, but guess what? If you know failure, you're going to appreciate the joy of your success. Failure allows you to know what works, but even more importantly, it allows you to know what doesn't work. So don't be afraid by it, but be motivated by it. My third thought, find your purpose. Find your purpose. This can be so difficult. Some believe we are here on this earth for a reason or for a purpose. But the challenge is quieting all this noise outside, and particularly all the noise inside. But it's in that quietness you will find that purpose. My fourth thought, passion. I love that word, passion. It's like an onomatopoeia. It sounds like what it means. My dear students, find your passion. Sometimes it's right in front of you, as you saw I found on my journey. For your passion will lead you to your career, and you will always love what you do, at least for the most part. My fifth and final thought, I see you. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you, and I see you. You are here on this beautiful earth for a reason. Your thoughts, your actions, your ideas, your contributions are needed so much in this thing that we call life. My vision and my hope and my desire for all of you is that you achieve success. Success in front of the camera, success behind the camera, success behind the desk, success as a stay-at-home mom, success as a stay-at-home dad, success as a counselor, success in finding the cure for all the ills of the world, or success as the President of this United States. But I offer you two thoughts with that. Stay humble and stay in gratitude. And always, always, always pay it forward. I'm going to leave you with one last quote. She is a mentor in my head. Her name starts with O and ends with Pro. And she really is a mentor in my head, though. So, pay attention to your life because it's speaking to you all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, for those very kind words and inspirational words. Another round of applause, please. Okay.